Broadcasting live from the Vegas Video Network studios, just steps from the Las Vegas Strip. It's time to get on the right side of sports betting. It's time for the Odds Couple.
Welcome to the Odds Couple on the Vegas Video Network. My name is Scott Pritchard, alongside my good buddy, my co-host, the very funny Anthony Padilla.
Thanks, Scotty. Always happy to be here. Today we'll be talking about why the Dallas Cowboys are not only America's team, but very slowly becoming Scott's favorite team. Why the discount double check, people are going to remember that far more than they're going to remember it as Aaron Rodgers' touchdown dance, and why Jerry Jones might not be the biggest bonehead in the world of sports GMs.
Up first, let's attack the line. The Kansas City Chiefs are on the road taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, as far as attacking the line, opening number on Sunday night had the Chiefs Tampa Bay total dialed in at 42. The early money came in on the under, bet down to 41. Today, it settled in at 40.
I'd really like to know where all these points are coming from this week. Are they bringing in two other teams to play this game? Because 40 points are not going to be scored by the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Are you really? Who's going to put them up? Kansas City just lost their starting quarterback, which even with Castle, they couldn't put up more. That was a 9-6 ball game in Kansas City last weekend between them and the Ravens. Where are the points going to come from on that side? They have Brady Quinn, who hasn't started a game in 3 years. They really have no offensive weapons. Their defense is pretty good, but obviously if you're stopping the other team, they're not putting up points either. Tampa Bay is coming off a 3-game losing streak. You know, they're shaky week in, week out. They're worried about who's, kneeling the ball at the end of the game. So obviously they're 20 points maybe, 40, no way.
Kansas City Chiefs have struggled to put points on the board. Now they're without their quarterback, Cassell. They have done pretty good defensively, ranked 10th in all of football. Last week, 9-6 final score. They lost to the Baltimore Ravens. So again, neither team scored a touchdown in that contest. So I'm a bit surprised that this line, this total is as high as 40. We are in agreement, Anthony and me, the fact that it opened 42, it has been bent down to 40. Now, as far as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go, they're a very good defensive team, namely against the run. They're 4th in all of football in stopping the run, which plays right into the hands of Kansas City, and that's why I tend to attack this line by playing the under, simply because Jamal Charles is a real stud for the Kansas City Chiefs. He really did a good job last week against Baltimore running the ball. Both of these teams, I think, will try to establish the run, eat the clock, shorten the game, so I do see value in playing the under. Up next, we want to take a look at the New England Patriots. They're on the road taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Interesting matchup between these two teams. The total on Sunday opened at 46, bet down to 45. Right now, 44.5 and a touch of 44.
I love everything about, first of all, I love the picks this week because this game is like the exact opposite of the Chiefs game. You've got, that's going to be a ridiculous game, low scoring. Now you have two fun This is a really hard thing for me to say because I hate the Patriots. And Seattle is just kind of that weird team that you don't want to like, but you kind of do. But either way, even on this game, you have the old veterans of New England. Everybody knows what they're capable of. Terrific Tom, blah, blah, blah. We talk about it every week. It's sick already. On the flip side, you have a young Seattle team, which is high-powered and potent, and you've got Golden Tate, and Russell Wilson, and you've got the loudest sports stadium, in all of football, whether it's artificial noise that they pump in or it's actually being made, it doesn't matter. It's fun to watch them play a home game. And this is going to be just points. And this is no disrespect to either defense. It's just these offenses are that good. Wes Welker, after all the talk in the first couple of weeks about you're not getting the ball, do you feel disrespected, this and that, 13 catches last week, a ton of yards. He actually said in a post-game interview it was nice to put that in Bill's face, just a little jab at his head coach. They're good friends. That's the kind of chemistry that team has in New England. This is going to be a lot of points. I say 60 or more. Ton of fun to watch this game.
It's going to be very, very interesting between these two teams. The New England Patriots ranked number 1 offensively. Conversely, we're talking about the Seattle Seahawks, a team, they're ranked number 1 defensively against the run, only giving up 66 yards per rushing. Now, as far as the New England Patriots go, it starts and stops with Tom Brady. 13 years in the league, over 5,200 passing yards a year ago. Well, the Patriots, they've found a run game. All right, the last 2 weeks, the New England Patriots have rushed for over 200 yards per contest. That has not happened since 1978. So they're a very dangerous team, the New England Patriots. As you know, they're my team to represent the AFC. I said it in August. I'm going to keep saying it until someone actually starts believing it. I bet them in Las Vegas 5-1 to win the AFC Conference Championship. Today, the best number you can get on them is about $1.90. So it's always about value here on the Vegas Video Network, the odds couple. Now, the Patriots, Seattle, do we attack this total? From 46 down to 44.5, a touch of 44. I am going to respectfully pass. I don't think the Seattle Seahawks have a very good offense led by a rookie quarterback. I think he's going to be good, but not today. The New England Patriots will certainly score. The question will be, can Seattle or will Seattle keep up?
Yeah, you mentioned you don't think they're going to put up a lot of points, but, again, it's a home game. They're jacked up. You see how they pull it together. Like, I don't know what they remind me of. I don't know. I want to say like the Dallas Cowboys a couple of years ago when they actually played well at home, and they respected that, and they just got jacked up for a home game. Now the Cowboys can't. It's like it's everybody else's stadium. It really is. I'm just trying to talk about the Cowboys here, clearly, Scott. I mean, you throw in the Patriots as much as you can, so I feel like, and I'm hurting, man. You understand, like talking about all these other teams that, it's really hard to watch, but it is fun football.
Well, Seattle now, they have a pretty good defense, but offensively, I'm not sold, and I think the one thing with the Patriots, their Achilles heel, defensively, they have a tough time stopping the pass. They're great against the run, but again, that plays into the weakness of Seattle. I don't think a rookie quarterback who's going to be forced to try to beat New England through the air. I think that's a tough way to make a living.
Well, it's true, but I still think it's going to be a fun game, and both teams are going to come out and just light it up. Yeah,
time will tell.
Perfect. Speaking of lighting it up, we're moving on to Spin to Win, where in this segment, as you know, this is made for the girl, who lives in Vegas, and she's picking her teams this week based on whatever team her sugar daddy is from that week. All right, clearly we're in Vegas if this is the stuff I'm thinking about. But those people still bet money, and you can't bet with your heart if you're going to win money. All right, so what we have is a beautiful wheel. This week we have the Green Bay Packers visiting the Houston Texans. Houston is favored by 3.5 in this game. The lovely Tara is going to spin the wheel. Both Scott and I are forced to take one of the teams. We're going to make an argument for both of those, whether we want to or not, and we're going to show you the value of both teams because, as everyone knows, the smart bettor bets with their head, not with their heart. Tara, let's get to it.
Scotty's got the
Green Bay Packers. You're giving me points? Come on now. This is too easy. This game is a toss-up. The Houston Texans are overrated. Give me the Packers plus the 3.5 points. Don't need them, but I'll take them as long as the sports books are giving me points. This team, I know we don't want to live in the past, but the Green Bay Packers, 2 years removed from, actually last year, just a year removed from being 15-1, 2 years removed from winning the Super Bowl. This team, offensively, I realize we've struggled as of late, but defensively, the Packers have improved, ranked 15th in all of football. I really like the Green Bay Packers in spite of the fact that Cedric Benson, the running back, is out for the next 8 weeks, but quite frankly, Cedric Benson, running back for the Packers, has played more like Cedric the Entertainer.
All right, look, I commend you for going with the Packers. Houston, 5-0. That's enough said. Aaron Rodgers' touchdown dance has become the State Farm discount double check. More people know this as the discount double check than Aaron Rodgers' touchdown dance because he never gets in the end zone anymore. He can't find it himself. He can't throw it. Like, it's it. The Packers were last year. And once again, Scotty, I commend you for being the best at bringing up past seasons and what they've done in the past. Unfortunately, they're playing this season, and none of that means anything. So going into Houston, against a 5-0 squad, when you're already struggling offensively, defensively, across the board, can't even film the commercials the right way, like Houston has everything going for them. Matt Schaub lost a piece of his ear 2 weeks ago, and he still came back and won that game and the next one. They're going to win this one. 3.5, 6, 7, I don't know, touchdown at least.
The Houston Texans, as good as they are, 5-0, I'll give you your due respect. The Houston Texans have yet to beat a team with the winning record. Now, I understand they don't make the schedule and they just line them up and knock them down, so I commend them for being 5-0. The Packers are better than their 2-3 record. We know that they were robbed on a Monday night a couple of weeks ago. There I go, living in the past again, but they're better than their record.
Okay, well, according to you, Houston is going to be in the real NFL playoffs, but they're not going to be in the playoffs of if they would have played winning record teams. And Green Bay is not going to be in the real NFL playoffs, but they're going to be in the, well, they were much better than. Dude, they're playing a season where they go up against the teams they were scheduled against. Who cares if they're better than, you're as good as your record, period. Nice.
No, you're not. Numbers lie. And ATS against the spread is very, very important because
right.
the final score is just another statistic.
You're right. Numbers do lie. But the ones in the win and loss column, they don't. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. Anthony won, Scotty nothing. I always win on this show. It's in fact, last year, see how that works out for
I
nobody?
like that. Good timing, yeah.
We're having a ton of fun with you right here, as always. Happy to be joined by my buddy Scott and you guys. When we come back, we will talk about why Mike Rizzo might be the dumbest guy in the history of sports and why Scott feels the NFL is too long and this show is not long enough. You're watching The Odds Couple right here on the Vegas Video Network.
Traditional media believes that after about 3 minutes, you'll tune out. Most Vegas media companies think if it doesn't jiggle, you won't tune in. At the Vegas Video Network, we think both are wrong. The Vegas Video Network is the first and only live online broadcast network that specializes in insider news and expert views about Vegas. We combine great storytelling with the ability to watch when and where you want on your computer, mobile device, or television. Discover the real Las Vegas. Visit VegasVideoNetwork.com.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple on the Vegas Video Network. My name is Scott Pritchard alongside my good buddy, co-host Anthony Padilla. We're talking football. We would love to see you and hear you on our show. Reach out to us by emailing us at oddscouple@vegasvideonetwork.com. That's oddscouple@vegasvideonetwork.com. Also, we would love to hear your voice on our show. You can do that through web-based voicemail. Go to our site. To the right, you'll see a red bar. Click on that. And then in the middle of the page, a green bar, hit start, record, voila, you are part of the Odds Couple show. Now also reach out to us live chat. We love live chat questions. If you do miss us live, it's okay. Reach out to us on Vegas Video Network, iTunes, along with YouTube, Roku, and then every Saturday we're rebroadcast on KSHP AM 1400 radio. That's KSHP AM 1400 radio. Now, we're going to delve right back into football, but a lot of people like myself, like Anthony, excited about what's going on in baseball. Just, again, Thursday night, the Detroit Tigers knocked off the Oakland A's, but I have to say, $57 million bankroll, payroll for the Oakland A's compared to, say, the Yankees, $200 million. You've got to love the A's. Outstanding season. Looking forward to the Tigers as they progress and move forward. But, again, love the A's story.
You know, again, I don't understand really what's gone on the past few years in baseball because the A's have been very good off and on, but they've never had, you know, the money to play with. It's been a storied story, you know, for the past 20 years with Billy Beane, you know, back to the Bash brothers or the Steroid brothers, whatever, Canseco McGuire. And they've had their ups and downs, and this was a fun team to watch this year. And then all of a sudden they're in the playoffs, you know, winning on the last day of the season in that stupid extra game. And there they are. And it was kind of a bummer to see him go out. And the weird thing is Detroit hasn't been there much lately, but I was ready for them to be done already. And I was really ready to see Oakland make a run. They didn't. Hats off to them on a great season, but really, really fun baseball right now.
Outstanding, very fun, exciting season from April through September, now into October. And again, this was the first year since 1995 where all the division games went the distance in regards to 5 contests. So it's going to continue to be very, very exciting. Now, when it comes to sports betting, you don't have to look far to get upset, to get frustrated. Are you kidding me?
All right, I'm glad we're talking about baseball right now because I cannot believe that I am watching the Washington Nationals in the baseball playoffs for the first time ever as the Washington Nationals without their ace pitcher, Steven Strasburg, for no reason other than GM Mike Rizzo decided early on that they were going to put him on a pitch count for the season, and then they were going to shut him down. Like, that seems fine, right? Early on, before the season starts, like, because he got hurt last year, they're bringing him back slowly. We're only going to give him X amount of innings. First of all, can we go back to the 1920s when a pitcher would throw 600 innings over the course of a season? Now they can't get through 200 without worrying about stuff. Give me a break. You put a lot of money into this guy. He got hurt last year. He had a surgery. He came back. He worked through it. There's no guarantee that because you put him on the shelf, he's now going to be good. Here's the problem. It's fine if you don't make it to the playoffs, but you did. And you're going into the playoffs against the St. Louis Cardinals, and you don't have your ace. You could have started him a month later into the season. You could have put him on the bench for a month during the season. You know, there's a lot of other options that you had. And as a baseball GM, I would think this would be rule 1 that you would know winning is now. There's no guarantee. I cringe when I heard that he said, we're going to be back here a lot over the next few years. This is going to become a regular thing. Well, you better hope so, man, for job security, because if you're not, it's your head. Yeah, I can't believe what a bonehead move. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. I bleed that blue, and I thought Jerry Jones was the worst owner/GM in the history of sports because he's too involved as an owner, and he should know better. But Mike Rizzo, what are you doing? You know you might not get back there again next year. You know, this is why we don't have any graphics for this today. Does that make sense? Normally there'd be graphics and Steven Strasburg and Mike Rizzo and the Washington Nationals, and I decided, no, you know what? I'm going to wait till next week. How stupid is that? It makes no sense. We might not be here next week. We have one viewer now, so I don't know what it's going to be like. The point is, you live in the moment. You do what you got to do to win it now. You're going to lose. You deserve to lose, and I hope Strasburg goes to the Yankees and shoves it down your throat next year. I can't take it. Are you kidding me? Just don't even. I'm not even going to say just stop. Just be done. Just stop.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with you because I love playing devil's advocate, and I love, more than anything else, disagreeing with you. Rizzo, his heart is in the right place, okay? He's trying to protect the player from himself, okay? Strasburg, stud. I understand. For every Strasburg that we have a Mark Pryor, we have a Kerry Wood from the Cubs, those guys that blew out their arms, okay? So he's going to err on the side of caution. He's been consistent from day one. I admire the fact that he has the courage to stand by his word. Going into the season, the Washington Nationals were not even projected to finish in the top 3 of that division. Everyone said the Phillies, the Marlins, the Braves. Washington Nationals came out of nowhere. In defense of your statement, okay, Anthony, I would suggest that maybe better planning, meaning maybe not have him start until May or June, or if you limit him to 160 to 170 innings, long term, I think it's the right move.
Now, Scott, what if in 2 weeks Strasburg goes on vacation and slips on a seashell on the beach or getting off of the cruise ship, you know, and then he's out for the next 2 seasons with torn tendons in it, whatever. What if when he comes back next year, you know, the first day of training camp, he throws out his arm? None of it matters. Again, this is sports. It's a business. Why is the shelf life of NFL guys so short? You know, they don't wait for them to come back. The average lifespan of an NFL player is 3.5 years. You know, now obviously some guys have longer careers, some have shorter. Just like in baseball, there's no guarantee with any of it. But the point is, you're paying these guys to win now. How dare you use this guy as a horse all year and then shut him down? He doesn't even get to reap the benefits. 162 games is a grind for these guys. And he had to sit through all of that and help you get there, and then you put him on the shelf and not even let him be a part of it. If they were to win a ring, I guarantee you Strasburg will never feel a sense of accomplishment or achievement with that. It's horrible. This is the worst decision in sports.
Sounds to me like someone has a big future on the Washington Nationals and is very upset that Strasburg has been benched. But are you kidding me? I want to talk football. The games, they're too long. I love football, but enough with the drama. Thursday night, I was at Red Rock Hotel Casino watching the Tennessee Titans take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. The game kicked off at 5:25. Now it's 9:01, 3 hours and 36 minutes. Who has that kind of time to watch one NFL football game? Now this year, because the powers that be understood that, games are getting a bit long, we moved the 1:15 start times to 1:25 on Sunday, Las Vegas time, but they're still running extremely long. I think part of it has to do with the fact that when a team scores a touchdown and they kick a meaningless extra point, they break for a 2 to 3 minute commercial. They come back, the opposing team, they kick off, and after they kick off, what happens? The ball goes into the end zone. It's very unexciting. The game drags on. We don't continue play. No, let's break for another 2 to 3 minute commercial break. The countless replays and questioning the calls and the flags by the officials. The other thing that annoys me with the officials, the fact that when they throw a flag, my least favorite penalty is the delay of game. 40 seconds between plays. The official, if it gets down to 3, 2, 1, and they snap the ball 1/10 of a second late, the narcissistic, attention whore type referee will throw a flag. He will delay the game to call a delay of game penalty. Are you kidding me? Okay, enough of that. This is the part of the show where Anthony and I put money into your pocket as we both put you on the right side.
Well, the right side for me was wrong last week. I don't like admitting I'm wrong, but the fact that I tell you when I am, I hope allows you to believe in me a little bit more, because I wasn't entirely wrong. again, I was only wrong on the outcome that I gave you. In terms of what I said with the game, it played out that way. The Jets were that bad. Unfortunately, Houston just wasn't up to the challenge to cover the spread, which I guess could bother some. For others, they won the game, and that's what they were supposed to do. And the Jets, a couple of special teams plays is really the only reason they stayed in it. Either way, I didn't win. I apologize for that. But this week, I got to tell you, I'm going with the Oakland Raiders at the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons are favored by 9 in this game. What can be said about these teams? Atlanta, again, they're very good. They've got a high-powered offense. Oakland, on the flip side, they're bad, but they're not as bad as everybody said they were going to be. I don't think they're like the Washington Nationals of the NFL. I don't see them in the playoffs at the end of the year unexpectedly. However, I do see a team being put together that's reminiscent of when John Gruden was there, and they're really kind of figuring it out as they go along. They're coming off a bye. They really do look pretty good, and they can hang in these games. It's just I feel that this week, going up against an Atlanta squad in Atlanta, again, a team where Matt Ryan looks great. Now, if Oakland is going to win this game, attack Atlanta's defense through the air, because I think this is the only way you're going to do this. Otherwise, Atlanta's offense is just going to be too much for them. So the right side for me in this Raiders-Falcons matchup, take the Falcons minus the 9. I think they're going to win by a touchdown and a field goal.
Before we get to my right side, this week I want to recap what I did or didn't do. My play last week was the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Washington Redskins in D.C. I like the over 51. I was a big, fat loser. Am I concerned about going 0-1? Yes, I hate to lose. In fact, my ex-wife Robin used to say, Scott, you are a bad loser. And I would say, honey, show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser. Fact is, I've made 30 bets since that game. I even won a couple of those 30 bets, by the way. But I'm looking at a game this week. The Dallas Cowboys are on the road taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Dallas defensively, 4th in all of football out of the 32 teams. They do extremely well against the pass. Now, I realize that Tony Romo, coming off a bad game against the Chicago Bears recently, 5 INTs, all of which were his fault, contrary to what my good buddy Anthony Padilla says, who is constantly making excuses for the Dallas Cowboys, and more specifically, Tony Romo. Fact is, he's a good quarterback. He just had an off game. Now, the Baltimore Ravens, in the past, this team has been carried defensively. They've been outstanding defensively, and their offense has been average. But that was then, this is now. The fact is, Ray Lewis, in the league for 17 years, he's getting up there. He's not the same player. Terrell Suggs, their best defensive player, out for the year. Defensively, the Baltimore Ravens are 23 in all of football. Offensively, things have flip-flopped because Joe Flacco and Ray Rice, a couple of playmakers for the Baltimore Ravens, they now are ranked 8th in all of football. But it's interesting, right? They have a pretty good pass offense, yet the Dallas Cowboys are extremely good against the pass, and it's a pass-happy league. I think the right side for me, the Dallas Cowboys plus the 3.5 points. I see this game as a toss-up, and I like the Dallas Cowboys plus the 3.5.
The Dallas Cowboys seems to always be the right side for you. It's amazing that this is my team and you take them more than I ever even talk about them.
Have you not been tuning in to the Vegas Video Network? This is the first time this year I've been on the Cowboys plus the points. So again, you might want to start watching the show that we do.
You talk about them a lot.
When I'm doing comedy, yes, I talk about the Cowboys nonstop.
It's all right that you like this team. I'm okay with that. We are always ready for more fans. Absolutely. I mean, we can't win our own stadium, so we need whatever help we can get. I'm just saying, but I appreciate that because I will never jump on that Patriots bandwagon the same way.
Well, I'll just keep cashing tickets on the New England Patriots as they slide right past the Houston Texans and the Baltimore Ravens on their way to the Super Bowl. Now, what do you have going this weekend?
Well, of course, over at LVH, you can catch me Comedy After Dark with myself. And this weekend, I've got a couple of different friends coming in town, so please come check us out. I want to thank everybody that came out last weekend. Again, a big congratulations to the Vegas Video Network on their 2 years. Bravo to Scott Whitney and everybody here at the network. Very, very cool. Happy to be a part of it with this show, even if this is our last week or next week or whatever. But we're always happy to be here. So I have that. I have this. Every Monday through Friday, you can hear me with Nick Bonsanto on the Nick Bonsanto Show, Sports Byline USA Network. That's a radio show, American Forces Network, if you're in the military. Every website, well, not every website, I should clarify. Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, AnthonyPadillaComedy.com. Those websites are /Padilla Comedy. All right, man, that's my 50-page resume. Match.com, plentyoffish.com, VegasVideoNetwork.com with our new commercial. Please check that out. Both of us are very proud of that nice little piece of work that we put in. That's it. Oh, and Pritchard's Picks, my favorite. Tell us about that.
Well, first of all, I want to back up. Last Saturday night after I did stand-up comedy on the Strip, Planet Hollywood LA Comedy Club, my girlfriend and I, Jessica, raced across town so we could catch Anthony's show at LVH. LVH, I believe is how you spell that.
LVH.
I've never been a very good speller, but it was a great show. Anthony Padilla, Comedy After Dark,
Wait a minute,
LVH.
Scott. Wait. You've never been a good speller. Even if you're a bad speller, etch isn't a
Etch
letter.
No? Oh,
That's
okay.
not a letter.
English is a second language as well, apparently. But you can check me out every day, VegasInsider.com. We have close to 1 million hits per day, sports betting information. My site, Pritchard'sPicks.com. That's Pritchard'sPicks.com. On that site, I have about 7 hits per day. Check it out. For my good buddy Anthony Padilla, my name is Scott Pritchard. Together, we're the Odds Couple. We'll see you next week on the Vegas Video Network.